Clyde manager Alex Smith has to do without the vast cup experience of George McCluskey up front. He's not fit. But there are still two players with cup winners' medals on the side. Graham Watson came on as substitute for Aberdeen when they beat Celtic in 1990. And the skipper, Ian Angus, played for Motherwell in that memorable final of 1991 against Dundee United. Indeed, he scored one of the goals which took the trophy to Fir Park. Dundee United make a couple of changes from the side which drew at Ibrox on Saturday. Sergio, the Brazilian, isn't eligible, so Dragutin Ristic comes in for his first match since the 22nd of October. And David Craig replaces Jaron Nixon in the starting lineup, wearing number 11. The pre-match injury doubt about Craig Brewster has been dispelled. He's in his usual place as United begin their attempt to retain the trophy won by his goal at Hampden against Rangers last May. And the referee is one of our more highly rated young officials, John Rowbottom from Kirkcaldy. So history is being made in two separate ways tonight here at Broadwood Stadium. It's the first Tennent Scottish Cup tie played here, and it's the first time a Premier Division side has played a competitive match in this stadium. So a big occasion for Clyde, who have produced some good form recently in the league, only 2 defeats in the last 17 matches, and that puts them right into the promotion race in the second division. Dundee United, having had some difficult matches recently, had that 6-1 victory against Motherwell, and then a good draw at Ibrox on Saturday. Alex Smith, the Clyde manager. And Hannah hurrying the pass. McKinlay coming across to support him. That'll reach Craig on the far side. There's Brewster. Very dangerous on that left foot, Craig Brewster. Hasn't been so prolific this season in goal scoring terms. Only 6 for the season against the 20 he scored last year. But he is deadly from that sort of range. Hannah's header. McKinlay helps it across. That was Craig. Ristic battling there with Martin O'Neill. Then across by Craig again for McInally. Hannah supports from midfield. McKinlay makes an angle. Bowman is free on the right. So is Petric. And that was well struck by Goran Petric. Well, a man from Partizan Belgrade, showing his power on that right boot. Scored twice this season so far. That was rising just a shade too quickly. Strong play by Hannah. And now Daly has Malpass free on the right. United getting plenty of width into the build-up here. Always someone wide on each touchline. Brewster's head flick on. Ristic trying the turn. Good close control. Some very determined work defensively by Martin O'Neill. He's got away well there by this bit for Angus. This is Bowman. McKinlay. Angus using his experience there to halt the progress of McKinlay. McKenzie, tackled there by Bowman. This is Hannah. McKinlay on the right hand side. Ristic and Brewster wait in the middle for the cross. So does David Craig. That's for Ristic. Very close indeed. Well, Ristic was at full stretch there. David Craig could have met that more easily for United, but it was an excellent cross from McKinlay, away from the goalkeeper, pulled back from the byline, and Ristic forcing it wide. That's excellent vision shown by the little midfield player. Here's Nixon. The ball never ran kindly for him there. Well, the game being played at a considerable pace. No let up at all in the action, and this will take its toll of the players in due course if it remains the same. Here's McInally, and now Hannah. Bowman calling for the ball on the right. Brewster wants it played high through the middle. McKinley's the better option. Very important header on there by Graham Watson. Brewster. Very good turning here. Supported well by McInally. That's promising. McKinlay! A superb goal from Dundee United. The Clyde defence carved wide open, and some brilliant footwork inside the penalty area. Jim McKinlay doing so well there to tee that up for Billy McKinlay, but the contribution made earlier in the move was very significant indeed by Craig Brewster, who held the play up so well, then found the run made expertly by McKinlay, and what a great chip it was to the head of McKinlay for the opening goal. Nixon moved extremely well there, but the covering play of Jim McKinlay, very important. Well, he may have had his dispute with the club this season, McKinlay, but it certainly hasn't affected his on-field performances. Parks back to Knox. Angus in space. Well, that's intelligent, I think, by Angus, because any high ball played from a deep position wouldn't trouble that defence, I reckon. That's a possibility. Parks with a shot. Knox was caught. That's a penalty. Malpass caught him coming inside. Now the credit is due to Keith Knox there for the positive way he attacked the ball. John Rowbottom perfectly positioned to give the decision, and there's no argument offered by the United players. But look at the way Knox Gibbons said he was clearly caught by Malpass, and the United skipper knew that, I'm sure, perfectly well. Well, what a chance this is for Clyde to get back in the match. Ian Angus, the skipper, 33 years old, full of experience. Beautifully taken by Angus. Quarter of an hour, an excellent cup tie gone. Clyde are back in level terms. Coolly taken penalty kick that by Angus. No chance at all for O'Hanlon. That's McKinlay. United need a great deal from him in the midfield playmaking role. Here's David Craig in space. Running straight into Nisbet. Now Knox. Good running up front there by Parks. Confident enough to take on Petrich. That's a very well-timed tackle though. Parks, 22 years old, joined the club from Shettleston Juniors 3 years ago. Back here with Angus. Now Dixon. Well, what the effort that from John Dixon. He had to take that first time in the ball. He didn't have any chance at all of beating O'Hanlon. He was being so closely marked there by Malpass. It was Petrich and now Ristich. McKinlay. Bowman. Clyde doing well again in midfield, forcing United to go backwards. They have matched up extremely well in that area, Clyde. Very busy players, youngsters like Ian Nisbet here in possession. Number 4, Martin O'Neill, number 2. Supported by Keith Knox on one flank, and Alan McKenzie on the other. That's fine, he loses running by Parks. Too high for Knox. McKinlay left with no option. Well, that will give Clyde even more confidence. And Gordon Parks is certainly proving himself to be a thorn in the flesh of this United defence. Little striker, very lively and brisk. Headed by Knox. Well, one inside the area by Craig. Stays back as Clyde maintain the pressure. Watson. In goes Knox. A very important clearing header by Bowman, although the whistle has gone for a free kick against Keith Knox. Doing a bit of pushing to get the better of Bowman. But again, a moment of anxiety without question for Dundee United as that was pitched in by Graham Watson. Knox attacking the ball a shade too vehemently, clambering on the shoulders of Bowman. Jim Thompson's clearance. Here's Dixon. The decision goes Clyde's way. They're enjoying a good spell in the match now. Here's Watson with the free kick. Angus lofts it in. Dixon first to the ball and brought down there. Now that by Clyde. I wonder if referee Rowbottom was unsighted there, because that looked to be a pretty good claim. United have survived though. We'll see this again. John Dixon going through there, caught in a tangle. Well, he may have tripped over his own player. That's correctly decided, I think, by referee Rowbottom. Malpass did well. Sharp pass to McKinlay. Martha O'Neill closing him down so swiftly again. Parks trying to keep that in play. Good running, determined play by the youngster. Just out of reach for Nisbet, but here's Knox.
Well, a spirited display from Clyde. Really do deserve immense credit for the way in which they performed in this opening half hour.
Well, so it's good work done by Parks to retrieve this in the first place. They're whipping us across. Nisbet was in full cry there. It was just out of reach for him. And then Knox was on the rebound. That's Brewster. McKinlay again, available in midfield. David Craig goes past him on the outside. That's for Ristich. Very quick recovery by Graham Watson. Well, he was very much alive to that move, and it was just as well for Clyde. McKinlay's corner kick. Petric was there, and it's played into the rebound. It looked like David Craig who got the last touch. He takes the congratulations. Well, the aerial power of Dundee United was always a major threat to Clyde. Never better exemplified than this. McKinlay's corner kick. Petric leaping for this. Off the crossbar it goes. David Craig reacted, and Clyde couldn't keep it out. But again, that crowded penalty box dominated by big United players. Petric getting up so well to that. An excellent header. Fridge was beaten by that, and then Craig reacted so well to the rebound. Then across by McKinlay again. This is Bowman. Anna under pressure from Angus. Well, he's fought the Clyde cause very effectively, Ian Angus, the skipper. O'Neill crashing into Brewster. Well, Martin O'Neill's principal task in this first half has been to look after the talents of Billy McKinlay. He's done that very effectively indeed for the most part, but it was Brewster who was the victim of his challenge that time. Free kick taken quickly. McKinlay flights it into the far post area. Up goes Craig. It's in for the third. David Hanna claims the last touch. A killer blow perhaps from Dundee United right on half-time. Hanna takes the congratulations of his teammates. McKinlay flooded this in. Craig attacks it well to win it, and there was a touch on by Hanna with a minute of stoppage time at the end of the first half, and David Hanna makes it a 2-goal cushion for Dundee United. And it's the last action of the first half in which the scoreline does massive credit to Clyde, who contributed so much to an excellent game. At half-time, it's Clyde 1, Dundee United 3. It's undoubtedly been a major task in the interval for Alex Smith, the Clyde manager, to instill some belief in his side again. They can come back into this match, because having done so well for long periods in the first half, they go in 3-1 down at half-time, and these young players particularly may be a little bit demoralised by that. So their performance early in the second half will tell us a great deal, I think. Nisbet eased out of that by Malpass. Headed away by Jim Brown, who was released by Rangers a couple of years ago. And he's enjoying this opportunity to reassert himself in the professional ranks. It's played in there by Bowman. Done well by Watson. Here's Craig, who has made a very good impact in the proceedings for Dundee United. Something of a surprise that he was preferred to Jared Nixon in the starting lineup, but he scored one and made one, and you can't ask a great deal more a young player than that. So Craig's contribution, certainly valuable. This is Brewster. It's back with Hannah. On the far side is Bowman. Lots of United players forward here supporting this move. Looking for the killer fourth, I think. Bowman. There it is! That was magnificent! Absolutely outstanding, the goal from Dave Bowman. And they really don't come any better than this. And Dave Bowman, by no means a prolific goal scorer, it's his first of the season, you'd hardly believe that. Plays it forward near the wrist edge, the backheel into his path, and the thundering shot into the top corner. Breaks off with the up Bowman, here's Nixon. He's away from Daly, a chance here, and it's good goalkeeping by O'Hanlon. Nixon holds his head in his hands. Callum O'Hanlon did extremely well there, getting his angles right and going down swiftly to his left. There's a good break of the ball here for Nixon. Came off Christian Daly, opened up the opportunity, tried to steer that into the corner. Here's O'Neill. That's a great ball for Knox, a chance here for Clyde. And once again, excellent goalkeeping from O'Hanlon. Well, he's kept Henrik Jorgensen on the bench, the United keeper, and allowed Alan Main to be transferred to St Johnstone. And here's the kind of quality which Ivan Golats appreciates. Good shot by Knox. Well saved by the keeper. United start the build-up again. Malpass playing it wide. Brown reads that well to intercept. Through the middle is Parks, marked by Welsh. Angus has an option ahead, and Knox. They wanted Angus to continue that run. At this stage in the match with 5 minutes left, that's asking rather a lot of the fullback. Here's Nixon again. Still in possession, a chance for the fifth. And that was brilliant. Well, there's always that massive anticipation around the stadium when Sharon Nixon goes a run like that. But it's goal number 9 of the season for the man from Trinidad with 5 minutes of the match remaining. Going right across on a diagonal run, goes past virtually the entire Clyde back four, steadies himself to knock that beyond Les Fridge. It really was a splendid goal, fit to grace any setting. Well, referee John Robottom, I suspect, will not add on too much time for stoppages with the game so clearly and decisively won by Dundee United. And indeed he brings the match to an end. The holders go through, and they go through the end in some style after a spirited first half from Clyde, with the gem of the evening undoubtedly provided by Dave Bowman, who scored a goal really which was in the Jurgen Klinsmann class, his first of the season, linking with Dragutin Ristic and thundering that bullet into the top left-hand corner. But United in the end, good value for the victory. But for Clyde, still credit for a fighting performance. Clyde 1, Dundee United 5.